All right, there we go. Audio's rolling. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you guys all for stopping by. My name's Eli, if you don't know. Thursdays are now the new days in which we're going to be doing our Q&As. It used to be Tuesday, Thursday, but we're going to be doing podcasts on Tuesdays with our good buddy Nostalgianomics. So hopefully you guys all are enjoying your Thursday. It's more or less going to just be a topic of discussion for anything going on in the Pokemon market. If you guys have any questions for me, I feel like too, as well, a lot of times we'll get derailed if we run it twice a week, and you guys will ask a lot of personal questions. So hopefully we'll try and see about putting it more on the topic of what's going on in the market. But before you jump into it, as always, we do weekly giveaways. All you have to do to enter is leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe. But let's take a look at what we have here in terms of people chiming on in. Shout out to Market Scraper, Senpai, Poke Department Store, Package Total, Jason X, Roger That, Cameron, Coolest Shibe, Tori. Oh my God, how am I going to pronounce that? Tailor Made Gaming and Sports. That's a long one to look. Poke Collector J. And yeah, I gave everyone a shout out. So thank you guys all so much for stopping by. Remember we went like 30 minutes with no sound? Best stream ever. Have I gone that long without sound before? What's up, Ben? Thanks for stopping by, brother. I hope it hasn't been that long that I've gone without sound before. I definitely remember going for like a solid 10 to 15, but man, 30? God, that would be brutal, man. That'd be brutal. But let's take a look at what's going on in the market. And as always, if you guys have any kind of questions, want to get my thoughts and impressions, please let me know. Main thing we talked about on Tuesday was going over Chilling Reign and the spike that's happened with that. The spike has just kind of continued. Like prices right now for that are at 173. There were some sales people did place on this booster box a couple days ago that it looks like, did they get removed? They did get removed because there were some sales that were hovering in like the 154 range with like verified sellers, but not surprised they removed it because, I mean, with the price at 172, why would you want to drop the price there? You know, Scarlet and Violet booster boxes all kind of doing, you know, more or less the same thing. Evolving Skies, though, looks like it's going up. I mean, it looks like it's at 450 now. So 500 seems sooner than later. We might actually get to that 151 ETBs, sub $50. That's what you like to see. Lost Origin has... see, it's hard to see the charts because you want to look here. It's at 140 is what it's telling us. And then where is our Silver Tempest? Let's see if we can get a look at what Silver Tempest is doing. Alrighty. How is that performing right now? So lowest listed for that is 136. So, I mean, Silver Tempest has been moving, man. It's pretty close to Lost Origin now, which is a little surprising. Like, I knew it was going to perform good at some point, but catching up to Lost Origin? What are you doing, Lost Origin? What are we doing here, folks? But we'll take a look at some other things as we kind of answer questions. Department Store says, how you doing? Been too long. How's the business going? Business is going good. Business is busy. I mean, that's kind of the main thing. You know, we have a helper that we hired that they're taking the holiday off. And so my wife has been doing like 90% of the bulk operation. And then my in-laws are the ones that run the Oregon operation. And they're getting absolutely crushed right now because basically we had like a huge, massive discount product on the wholesale program where you could buy these things called Crown Zenith Treasure Morpeko boxes. And they were selling them for $17 a pop. And it came with 7 packs. So like the math came out to where you were paying, I mean, what's 17 divided by 7? 242. So the math came out to before shipping and fees, you were paying $2.42 for Crown Zenith packs. And I think after shipping and fees, it was like $2.60. So it was an insane deal. And because of that, we bought 196 or 95 cases worth of them. And I'm not even kidding you. There were so many boxes that they had 4 pallets. They couldn't even fit them through the door because my distributor decided to stack them 10 feet high to save money rather than put it on a 5th pallet. And when it comes to like pallet shipments too, because it's the holiday season, we were charged twice as much for the pallets, and it was ridiculous how expensive it was to get everything shipped. And it was a just absolute cluster. So, and then we've got obviously Paldean Fates coming up. So I mean, we're staying busy, man. We're staying busy. We're ready for our helper to get back. He should be back sometime next week though, to help us all out. But yeah. What was I gonna say? Love the behind the scenes video. Hey, I appreciate that, brother. Maybe I exaggerated a bit. Maybe just a little bit. What's up, Collector J? Good to see you, brother. Young Player Maker says, Eli, keep being a beast. Thoughts on 151 Japanese price / restock? I think they will restock more. It's hard because it's hard to say. First and foremost, thanks for stopping by. It's hard to say because I'm obviously not an expert when it comes to Japan. I want to get more vested in Japan and like kind of focused on that. The main thing is, I've said this before and I'll say it again, Japan does things differently than English when it comes to print runs. Like English is much more consistent with their reprints. Like we know that if a set is in rotation, there's a chance of it getting a reprint, versus Japan, it seems to be that's only happened for specialty sets, at least for the last handful of specialty sets we've done. So you would like to believe that just based on the last, V-Star Universe, V-Max Climax, Shiny Star V, that it's entirely possible they do that for 151, but, nothing's ever definitive. Latest video was great. Part 2 is coming. Yeah, well, I'm going to try and transition it into a series. So the main thing I'm going to do is on the release of Paldean Fates, when we get our like 4, 5, 6, however many pallets we get for Paldean, we're going to do another video because there's 2 parts to our operation, right? There's the bulk operation side, and then there's the sealed product operation with the program. And so I showed you a glimpse of, or a tease of, the bulk operation, and then I'm going to show you guys a glimpse or a tease of the back operation. So that way you'll be able to see truly the amount of volume that we're doing when it comes to the wholesale program. And then with that, I will delve into both and have like kind of segments that will conjoin with a series talking about how to start your own Pokemon business or just helpful tips. For me, I really want to focus more on TCG Player because I feel like that's an easier transition for most people. Because it's not difficult to start your own TCG Player business, like in the slightest. All it takes for you is to go sign up, create an account, sell some cards, get to level 4, and then boom, you're ready to go. And you can grind like crazy. Like we have people in the wholesale program that literally all they do is buy just commander decks and they go crazy. And then we've got other people that will just buy Pokemon product that they can break down for bulk, or some people will go and they'll just buy off collections on, eBay, Facebook Marketplace groups, etc., or accept their own bulk buys. So there's so many different ways to run your own TCG Player business. If you're wanting to do more of a sealed business, TCG Player, I don't recommend as much. You can use it as an outlet, but you always want to look at like what the best market rates are, is kind of what my thoughts are. Because every market is different, like eBay, Mercari, TCG Player, Facebook Marketplace, whatever can give you the best bang for your buck. You got to always use whatever avenues you have available to you. Yo, what's up, Tom? This dude is not a beast, but a small fry. I mean, I assume you're referencing me, Tom, but I could be wrong. Or maybe not. Am I a small fry? I mean, I feel like it's weird. I feel big but small at the same time in terms of the business. Let me know if you ever get some time to catch up. I know, dude. I definitely would be down to catch up. It's been a while. I can try and reach out to you sometime in the next day or two. Someone say Japanese. I believe they will reprint, but I haven't heard no words yet. Yeah, Wrath is definitely the man to talk about that. What's up, Trainer Glenn? Good to see you, brother. Thanks for stopping by. Alfred, I'm one of those people that mainly focuses on commander decks. Yes. I mean, I know some people are not a fan of me bringing up Magic, but I just love making money. I just can't not mention it because of how free the tendies are. And the fun part is like they just did a reprint for Lord of the Rings Commanders. And if you guys don't know, but like commander decks come with sample packs. And with the Lord of the Rings ones, you're making 40% margins after shipping and fees with TCG Player if you just break down the commanders and sell off the singles. And then on top of that too, you also get sample packs that you can open, which you can hit one of the extended art one rings, which is worth $600. So not only are you making money by being paid to like sell the bulk, but you're actually being paid to open up packs, which is such a fun experience if you're someone that is just a degenerate gambler and doesn't really care about Magic. You're like, all right, what's the most expensive card? All right, here we go, try to pull the ring. Like, that's like, who cares? So sorry to all you fans of Magic that actually care about opening packs. I bought a binder of old cards on a local classified to push level 4. There you go, Taylor. Hey, like I said, man, there's so many different ways on how you can go about doing it. What's up, Pika Pika? Nah, look good, the video you recorded. I hope you guys, yeah, it sounds like I've had a lot of positive feedback pertaining to the video itself. A lot of people really like the spoof that I did at the very beginning comparing my throne to Nostalgianomics. Oh, I just had to do it, like, because I've had my throne in my living room for so long now, and I've been trying to figure out what I'm going to use it for, because I'm like, dude, I gotta make something out of this, right? There's gotta be something. And when I was like looking at Nostalgianomics and he did his video on his throne, I'm like, I have to do like a spoof of this where I just make fun of him. I have to do it. That'd be so funny. What's up, Tyrone? Good to see you, man. Oh my gosh, it's been a while since we've seen you, Tyrone, but it's also been a while since I've done a Q&A, so it's good to see you. Jason said, for a new TCG player seller that uses PWE without tracking, is there much risk that buyer claims they didn't receive the cards? Okay, so first and foremost, I'm going to give a shout out to RNG Games on this one, because he actually made a video about the fact that, listen, TCG Player, people are going to scam you, and I hate to see it, but it's just a part of the game. One of the best things you can do to kind of avoid this, and you can only avoid it so much, is if someone does escalate it, you can try and fight it with TCG Player. But ultimately, you're eventually just going to have to block them, which you can do. You can block buyers. That's what we do, so that it hopefully will not allow that individual to buy from us again, because there are scammers. I would say at our scale, though, so over the past... Let's see. So we did about 300 sales yesterday, and we've done several. So we've done about 1,000 sales in the past week, or in the past 3 days. Sorry. We've done about 1,000 sales in the past 3 days, and I think we've only had one person so far reach out about not having their card. So it happens. Sometimes it's more than other times. We definitely feel like it tends to come in waves, but it's not enough to where it's going to kill you. The only time you should really feel like nervous, obviously, is if you're shipping a high card without tracking, but there's a reason why TCG Player requires you to ship with tracking on orders over $50. And anything in between, you obviously run the risk if you decide to ship something that's worth $25, right? And you can say to yourself, all right, would I, ship this envelope, or will I ship this with tracking? I'm hoping that they're going to implement eBay stamps with tracking, because those would be super duper helpful. I mean, eBay owns TCG Player. It makes the most sense for them to do something like that. I'm hopeful that's going to eventually happen, but you know, you just kind of play the game. I would say for us though, like 95% of our orders that we've gotten refunded is usually sub $5, so it doesn't kill us. It sucks, but with the volume that we're doing, it happens so few times. Glad to be back in the Unusual Eli live stream. Let's go, baby. Tom says, Jason, okay, you're talking to Jason. Slim, hi Eli. What's up, Slim? Thanks for all the tips and advice. I just got back into Pokemon TCG after 20 years. You're my number one go-to guy. Any word on English 151 reprints? What's up, Slim? Thanks. I appreciate it, brother. So English 151 reprints, we've actually been getting them for the past month and a half now. So if you look on prices for 151 ETBs in particular, I mean, we were sitting in the $60 range back in November, and then we had a reprint in November, and it's just been tanking ever since. 151 UPCs are also another good example, where you saw the price of that back in October at, 110-ish, and since then it's kind of in the 90s. I know right now on our distributors page, you actually still can buy UPCs for $72. So they are extremely available at distro, at least for the distros that we use. But that is something where I feel like you can get the ETB sub 50, which is good. Obviously, the closer to the 40-ish price point, the better. UPCs, if you can get them in the 80-ish price point, then fantastic. But right now, you're getting them both sub MSRP, which for a set like 151, which has had a lot of positive feedback, I think it's a strong long-term investment for sure. If you could get wood booster box keys cheap for acrylic, would that be interesting, or does everyone just raw the booster box? It depends on what the wooden booster box looks like, man. Dallas says, Eli, I'm in Phoenix. Let me know if you ever need any part-time help. Well, I appreciate that, Dallas. I mean, if you ever want to reach out to me on Discord, we can definitely potentially talk about something like that. I'm never against help. Pandito 4. I've had 500 plus sales on PWE or TCG Player sales on PWE, and we've only had 3 total claims, all of which had pictures to back it up, and nothing over 25. I think it's not as common as people think. Alfred says, how big is your inventory? I want to get to the level of making 20k sales per month. Well, right now, our active inventory, let me take a look and see if I can let you know what our active inventory is. Give me 2 seconds. So right now, so here, first and foremost, everyone can do however they want to do it, but we actually have 2 TCG Player accounts. We have one specifically for Pokemon, and then we have one specifically for Magic. So our Magic account, we have, I'm not sharing any private information, hopefully. Oh, my face is in the way though, so you guys cannot see the inventory. So it might be a little bit hard to see, but we've got about 67,000 cards right now active on our Magic the Gathering account. And this is a very new account too. We didn't make this, or we made this account not too long ago because we were running everything on the Pokemon account, but we just felt like it was better because we like to price shipping different for Pokemon cards than Magic, and we just found this to be more effective. Then for our Pokemon inventory, we have about 15,500 cards. So in our live inventory right now, that's about 70 or 83,000-ish cards is what we have in our current active live inventory between the two. In terms of our actual like inventory that we have in total, we're probably sitting on closer to about, I want to say, 175,000-ish cards, if I were to guess. And we're going to list. I want to be very, I want to clarify that, because we do probably have closer to 500,000 cards, but a good portion of those cards are ones we sift through our Fizz batch that we don't list on TCG Player because the value is not worth our time, and we prefer to just sell them as bulk lots. But realistically, I mean, you already know how it is, Alfred. Our strategy is quite simple. Basically, what we do is we are just buying as many commander decks as we possibly can that have great margins. And then from there, we just continuously churn the inventory so that we can try and make as much as we possibly can. So let me see if I can do a little bit of a breakdown of yesterday's sales, just so I can show it to you guys. Obviously, want to be careful on the information I'm always disclosing. But here's an example, just so people can see, of like sales for yesterday. So yesterday's sales, we did a total count of 293 orders on our MTG account, right? So with that, we had almost $900 in net sales. We had about $645 in net sales minus fees. This is how much we made in shipping. And then this is how much we just made in total product amount. So we had about... Oh man, we had so many envelope orders. One thing that we do is we really want to emphasize on volume through direct. Direct volume is extremely important. Is my face in the way again? Yeah, my face is in the way again. Gosh dang it. Hopefully you guys can see this. I might need to zoom in and kind of like scroll from side to side. Oh no, this is pretty good. This is pretty good. But when it comes to direct, we really want to focus more on running direct sales because it's so much easier and more time effective when you're only having to fulfill orders to one individual. Because once you start talking about, all right, I've got 100 envelopes that I need to ship out today, that takes so much time. Even with our envelope system that we run with window envelopes, it still will take drastically longer for us to fill 100 order envelopes versus 100 orders with TCG Player, because we don't have to go through the process of packaging up the envelopes and the invoices and so on and so forth. It's just much faster. Obviously, there's going to be a higher fee structure that comes with that, but if you don't know, for TCG Player Direct, if it's over $3, then the fee structure becomes dynamic. So it's no longer 50%. It now is anywhere between 20, like low 20s to 40-ish%, depending upon the value of the order itself and how many cards are going into it. So you really want to take that into consideration when you're running direct. And one strategy that we use, and this is something that I literally want to give 100% credit to RNG Games as well as the Gaming Co. I've shouted out their video before. If you up the price of shipping, it starts to lower the amount of sales you have through envelopes, and it ups the amount of sales you have through direct, because you're not charging shipping when you're using direct. That's something that TCG Player does, but you can control your shipping for envelopes. So for example, if I want to get less envelope sales, then I'll put my shipping cost at $2. And a lot of times, depending upon my inventory I have, that will limit us to as little as like 20 to 30 envelopes a day. I know that for some people that might seem like a lot, but that's super thin for us. But the other day, we were all caught up on our RI invoices for direct. And so we were like, hey, we only have about 20 envelope orders. We should probably drop the price of shipping down to 99 cents to try and get some more sales. Because inevitably, if you do have a cheaper shipping cost for envelopes, then you will get more direct sales. So we dropped the price from $1.99 for shipping to 99 cents for shipping, and within a 8-hour period we got over 100 envelope orders. So we easily could get upwards of 200 plus orders of envelopes in a day if we had our shipping at 99 cents, but we just don't want to do that because it takes way more time. Plus as well, when it comes to envelope orders, that's something you typically want to do every single day versus RI invoices for direct usually only happen about every 2 days. Oh, that's another great point, Anthony. 50% of the time they said it didn't make it to you, it did get sent back. Yes, that is 100% true. We've had orders that have been flagged for whatever stupid reason, and it gets sent back to us, and then we just add it into the inventory and resell it, or we reship it. It can definitely be annoying because you're losing out on stamps, but that's why we like direct so much, because when it comes to direct, you don't have to deal with that as much through direct. When you're running direct orders, everything is taken care of in terms of risk for TCG Player. You're not being reached out to by the customer about your orders not arriving. That's something they do. I'm new to selling. Long story short, if you send an order without the required tracking, you can email customer support and they can mark it shipped. Just an FYI if you mess up like me. Hey, there you go. Wrath. Time to increase my orders. I only have half of that. Yeah, I mean, this is the volume we did when we upped it to 99 cents for yesterday, or dropped the price of shipping to 99 cents. Right now, the one thing that we're doing, because we don't have our helper, is we're trying to make it so we're doing about half as much a day as we are right now, if funneling through envelopes, just because my wife is only able to do so much at once. Once our helper is here, then we push out so much more volume. But since we still have about 40 displays of Lord of the Ring Commander decks and about 40 displays of Ixalan Commander decks that we still need to run through our machines, trying to juggle between running the machines as well as doing envelope orders and RIs all at the same time can definitely take it can definitely take a lot to manage. So we're just finding that balance as it stands right now. Do you have any general tips for growing a Pokemon YouTube channel? Okay. Oh man, I was about to say something not good. I think that when it comes to growing a YouTube channel, my only real advice would be, I hate to say it. It's hard to answer that question because it depends on what type of YouTube channel. Specifically to Pokemon, like, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to do breakers? Are you trying to do talking about the market? I feel like Pokemon in and of itself as like a path for YouTube, you don't really have too many paths you can take. Like if you're wanting to be a gaming channel, for example, there's so many different video games that you can play and so many different paths you can take. But with Pokemon, it's very much finite of, all right, are you going to be someone that opens packs? All right, are you going to be someone that, opens packs in a specific way? Are you going to be someone that talks about the market? The only real advice I can give you is stand out from everyone else. Find a way to where your content is going to be more innovative, more fun, and it's going to be enjoyable that people want to watch. Why are you different than the 10, 15, 20 other PokeTubers that are all wanting to talk about the market and why they're better to listen to on their advice about investing and stuff, right? Why should someone watch you open Pokemon packs compared to the other 15 or 20 people that can go to their local Target and buy packs and then, do a weekly giveaway and like try and market it? Like, find a way to ultimately stand out. That's a big thing I would definitely say is important. How much is direct versus PWE? About right now, 75% is direct and then 25% is envelopes, if we're talking order count. What's up, Agent Crypto? You still playing volleyball? Yes, I am still playing volleyball. So right now, well, I don't know if I should say that. So I was going to say with a lot of okay, when we had the time off during the month of November/December, I was just work. I think I only played volleyball like a handful of times. And that was more or less to get exercise in because your boy's trying to still lose weight. But one thing I want to do now is, since I'm working less, I guess, I don't know. It's so different depending upon the day because things happen all the time that take time away. But my goal is I ultimately want to start working under 40 to around 40 hours a week, and rather than focusing on adding that like free time I now have through hiring other people and outsourcing automation, I want to use to push into playing volleyball, because when I was working on growing the business over the past year, I spent a lot of time compromising my mental health and my physical health because I was so vested in the business, and I was working 80 plus hours a week minimum. I mean, most of my days averaged anywhere between 12 to like 14 hours. I think the longest day I've ever worked was a 20-hour day, which it was absolutely awful. For those of you guys that were a part of the program when we did the collector chest bundles, yeah, that was a brutal day. I'm not even kidding you guys. I woke up at like 9 o'clock in the morning, and I was up till like, 2 o'clock in the morning, I want to say. So I got up at 9 and then was up till 2 o'clock packaging boxes. And then we had to leave for a flight because I had a business trip for the store, and we had to leave at 6. And so I just straight up stayed up for the rest of the night until like 5 o'clock working. So like, I mean, how many hours is that? So if it was 9 to 9, that's 12 plus 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So that's 20 hours. Yeah. So, and that was brutal, dude. That was awful. That was the longest day I've ever worked. And it was terrible. And long story short, like I was injured, so I couldn't really play much volleyball, but I gained 50 pounds from it, and I want to get back to my healthy weight. And so for myself, I'd much rather be like working around 40 hours a week, give or take, and not try and push 80 plus hours a week. So that way I can focus more on like my physical and mental health while also being successful with the business. Because once you're working as much as that, like at least for myself, I have a very addictive personality. And so I get really lost in the sauce in that regard. And so work-life balance is something that's big for me. Also, as well, is an issue because my wife and I, she was starting to feel neglected because I was putting so much more time towards work than I was us hanging out. And so it literally just felt like we were working nonstop, and that was something she wanted to also have some time to herself. So just really like, just really trying to realize there's more things to life than just working as much as you can. Still grinding at the business. I hate to say it, but I worked 14 hours 2 days ago. So I still have my 14-hour days. That was gnarly. I didn't work too long yesterday. I think I only worked 10 hours yesterday, but I still want to bring it down. I'm trying to see if I can play some volleyball this weekend. That would be cool. But what was I going to say? What's up, iFOMO? Happy 2024, baby. Hey, love the throne. I appreciate it. Say that not good thing, bro. Do it. Everyone wants to know what my not good thing is. I mean, my not good thing is, bro, is that, I mean, it's not too much of a hot take. I think anyone can be successful at creating content, no matter how garbage you are as a content creator, as long as you know how to play the algorithm. Because there's a lot of terrible content creators that you're like, how is that guy successful? But it's just because they're playing the algorithm. And they know absolutely nothing of what they're talking about. And that doesn't just specifically have to do with Pokemon. That's just anything in general. There's so many people always trying to sell you something, who knows? I could be one of that people. I don't want to keep myself isolated from self-criticism always, you know? What machines are you utilizing during your process? Just the two I mentioned in the video, the Fizzbatch and the Roka. Fizzbatch we use for pre-sorts, and then Roka we use for main sorts. Eli, have you seen Pokeball's newest video with the God Case of Sleeve Silver Tempest packs? I have not. Really? So I will have to go watch that then. That is interesting. Sia, what's up? How you doing? Hope you have a great day. I'm doing good. Hopefully you yourself are having a good day. Hopefully you had a good new year. What is my plan for that? I mean, just work. I've got orders I got to place for the wholesale program. We're probably going to do another massive order. I mean, this last week it was 4 pallets. It should have been 5, but they stacked it 10 feet tall. I'm honestly surprised we haven't had more orders for 2021 trainer toolkits. I was going down and breaking down the numbers on that. Maybe that's something you can help me with, Alfred. But they have Chilling Rain and Sword and Shield base and Vivid Voltage packs, which the EVs on the pack price is you're buying the packs for $2.50 before you start to include the value of the bulk that comes with it. And right now, like Chilling Rain and Sword Shield base are going for over $4 a pack. So I'm kind of stunned that they're sitting as cheap as they are right now, because the opportunity to buy Chilling Rain packs for that cheap just seems too good, you know? But I did see some people put in a large amount of orders of them. But my idea for PokeTube is to get drunk open packs. So what you're telling me, Jared, is your goal is to be Pokey. Oh my God, I literally was just watching one of his videos. Who is it that your goal is to be? Come on, I gotta look at my history now of my most recent videos. Cool Trainer Ryan. That's what you're referencing. What's up, Flower City? Good to see you, brother. Will Hidden Fates pump after PF release /flop? I doubt it. I think that the correlation typically between the pumps is when things are on the up and up, not on the down and down. That sounded weird. The down and down? What? if Paldean Fates was going to perform extremely strong and you saw a huge increase in value with Paldean Fates, then it would make sense that you could see that pump follow. Oh yes, make sure to leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. It really helps the algorithm. Thanks, Mikey. Focus on your sleep before getting back into the gym. Yes, the sleep is definitely been much better. Well, since I put, and this is where the health comes into play, because I gained all that weight, I started to get sleep apnea and GERD, and it caused me to have terrible, terrible sleep. Thankfully, I've been able to, at this point, manage it. I don't really get GERD that much anymore because I've lost about 15 pounds, which has been pretty nice. It's mainly just the sleep apnea because I have a ton of neck fat now, which makes it difficult for me to breathe at times, which I hate to say it, which is weird because like you look at me and you might be like, yo, Eli, you don't look fat at all, but I weighed 215 and I weighed 180. So I'm still 35 pounds above my previous healthy weight. So I want to get back to that. I have a question, Eli. Did you challenge Alex to who was that? Who was that? Someone commented that on the video. I did not charge. I did not challenge him to an MMA fight. Who would win a fight between you and Nostalgianomics, dude? I don't know, man. Could you imagine if we did that? Oh man, that would be the funniest thing ever if we did a sparring battle for the channel. That would be so funny. That would be so funny, man. I don't know how long he's been training for, so it's hard to say. And I haven't trained in MMA for years, man. I used to train and compete a lot when I was a kid. I did a lot of grappling, specifically jiu-jitsu. I did that for about 6 years. And then I did MMA for about 2. But I have no clue. He could have been doing it forever and he could kick my butt. I don't know what his reach is either. I don't know what his weight class is. I mean, there's so many different things that takes into consideration. That would be the funniest thing though, if we did make a meme out of that where we just created a sparring video of us. That would be hilarious. Eli would win. Yeah, I just sit on him. No, I'm just kidding. Eli's out of shape. I'm not out of shape per se, but I'm probably out of grappling shape. That's a completely different ball game, right? Because I'm in volleyball shape because I play sand volleyball and that's brutal on you. Like sand volleyball requires a lot of cardio, but grappling shape, that is a completely different mode of conditioning. It is insane, man. What's up, average player? Good to see you, brother. It's been a while. Hopefully all is well with you. Hopefully you got a place to stay now. Do you have to rent the machines? Can you ever own them? So, Tom, when it comes to the Roka, if I'm correct, it's 25 grand. It's either 22,500 or 25 grand. I'm pretty certain it's 25 if you want to buy it outright. Your alternative option is you put 5,000 down and then you rent to lease, which you pay $1,200 a month to lease the Roka, and then you're on a 6-month contract with a buyout option at any time, and of the $1,200 that you pay monthly for the lease, $600 goes towards the principal of paying off the machine. So you have multiple different ways on how you can go about buying the machine if you wanted to. As for the Fizz batch is like $1,000 deposit, if I'm correct. And then it's $650 a month to lease. That is your only option for that machine. Where would one get them SV hot sleeves? They were loaded. Oh, God sleeves. SV, you mean ST? Silver Tempest? Pay them lime items, baby. Tori, yes, 2 Chilling Rain, 1 Vivid Voltage, 1 Short Shield Base. The Crowback goes for 50 cents, and you get 2 plus bulks, and the sleeves go for another 3 to 4. I know, the value on them seem crazy good. Did Pokemon scale down on printing, or are they going to print Paldean Fates like Shining Fates? Paldean Fates is going to be printed into the ground. I actually talked about this on the stream on Tuesday, and then I've talked about this before. I got 800 ETBs from 151, and I am getting 1,700 ETBs from my main distributor for Paldean Fates. So we got more than double of what we got before. So it's insane, man. Like, it is insane how much they're printing Paldean Fates. Gonna be negative 25 degrees Celsius where I'm at tomorrow. Jeez, that's chilly. Setting up a fight between you and M is a good motivation to keep working out. Just say, yeah, right. Hey, can you give me an example of how much someone in your wholesale program would pay for a case of Paradox Rift booster boxes, shipping plus taxes and distro fees? Yep, I can give a perfect example of that. So here's how it works. So if you are in the program, I will give an example rather than Paradox Rift. I'll give an example of SV5. So for SV5, hopefully the price we're going to charge is $88. I know with distro 1 we're going to be charged $88. We have another distro 4, who we don't know for certain what they're going to charge us. It could be anywhere between 87 to 89. My goal is 88 though. So we'll use 88 as an example because we know at least one of the distributors says 88, right? So how it works with them is it's 88 times 6, right? Then there is a general handling fee that is attached to our main distributor. That handling fee is $7.50. That is just flat. But before you do that, you have a 2% fee. That is a fee that is passed on from distro to me and me to you, plus the $7.50 handling fee, right? That should be all of the fees associated with distro. Then from there, it comes down to where you live. So if you live, because I am currently in the Southwest, closer to me, you're going to get way cheaper shipping. If you live East Coast, it's going to be way more expensive. Depending upon how much you order is another thing. Because typically speaking, on average, if you live farther from me, it's going to be about $12 to $15 to ship you a case of boosters, and if you live closer to me, it's anywhere between $7 to $11 to ship you one case. However, if you order in quantities of 2, 3, or 4, the price significantly gets cheaper the more you order, 4 being the most optimal amount. So you could get realistically the shipping price, depending upon how close you live to me, down to $6 a booster box, which can be super duper cheap. And then if you live farther away, it's, as low as like $10. But like I said, it just depends on where you live. But we'll say, for the sake of the argument, we'll put it down the middle. If you're just ordering a singular amount, we'll try and be conservative and say $11. You then divide that number by 6. You are going to be paying $92.84 after shipping and fees. If we're talking, you're somewhere in like the Midwest region. If you're in the if you're closer to West, you're going to be paying closer to $91. If you're closer to East, you're probably going to be paying maybe low 93, but it wouldn't be that much more from Midwest to East Coast. It's more drastic the closer you live to me, then the prices really start to drop. As for taxes, we currently do not charge taxes because we haven't hit any Nexus thresholds. But when we do get to a point of where we get close to hitting Nexus thresholds, I will definitely require people to, in certain states, have a tax exempt license, which that takes about 10 minutes to fill out a form and get. So please don't be lazy. Oh, funny. What do you mean you don't look fat, Eli? I know, I do look fat. Don't tell me that. Oh, man, we're gambling on Eli now? Jeez Louise. TCG tend to makes you unhealthy for real? Oh, God. You guys are always wanting something. How do you feel about Hidden Fates buying into it now? What will it do in 2024? Well, let's have a conversation about Hidden Fates and look at the singles versus the sealed product, because that is something we've been following for a while now. I usually look at it at least twice a month. So let's look at the singles first, because I like looking at the singles to get a gauge on where we are. So with the current price of the Charizard, it has been going down. Hallelujah. I like to see that. I mean, we're talking, let's do verified seller. So if we're going with a verified seller, the cheapest you can get it at in a verified seller condition is technically 405, because they're showing, it says near mint to mint B. I mean, 425 is kind of what you're looking for. I mean, that's not like crazy expensive. It's not like crazy cheap. If you're not going verified seller and you're going near mint, then look at all these 0% sellers, dude. It's always the worst. You could, in theory, get it for $389. That is also depending upon. So you can get it for significantly cheaper, right? If we're moving on to some other ones, I think Sylveon's been performing. Sylveon's been doing really well. I don't think we need to look really more into that. Mewtwo is been performing, but I remember when Mewtwo was selling for like $80+. So the fact that it's right now as low as $43 is pretty dang good that you can get it for that price. Umbreon, I can't remember. Has Umbreon been going down? I think it has. The price of Umbreon, it capped out at $112. You can get it as a near mint condition. Oh man, that's not helpful at all. Really? Oh, that's deceitful. Looks like it's still performing just as strong. This chart is not indicative. This used to be at 82. Price of that one has definitely been, let's see, Cynthia. Ooh, Cynthia, 95 to 75. Once again, how accurate is that? It is accurate. Wow, Cynthia is the one that's taking the dip. So as you can see, we can keep going card for card, but ultimately it is very different. Some cards are up, some cards are down, some cards are sideways. So It would be interesting to see if we did a tracker from just the total value of the card 6 months ago to now. But if we want to look at the ETBs, on the other hand, this is the real question we need to be asking ourselves, because the ETB prices for, they've just been going sideways. 170, man, that's basically how it's been for the past year here, and realistically the past 2 years. Like, maybe it was in the 160s, but that's nothing in terms of a price gain. Like, this is a box that I feel like, we saw this box before push $300+, so I feel like it's really cheap for what it is. I think it's still a really good pickup, even though it might feel expensive. Look at all the Sun and Moon Era booster boxes around it. I know we got a late reprint on it, but still, it's going to perform extremely well long term as one of the best shiny sets we've ever had. At what point of profit do you decide to go full-time in trading cards? I'm a little bit of a different situation. Possibly. I don't know. Maybe I'm not that unique. But for my business, I basically moved from Oregon to Arizona. And I was originally going to work part-time as a server just to make money and then do the business. And then eventually I said to myself, you know what? I don't want to work for anyone else because it's awful. I want to be my own business owner. And so I just sent it. And I said, if I'm going to really want to make it, I got to be creative and find a way to make it. And so I kind of just took that leap of faith. And this was before I had the wholesale program, and I was hoping to have the wholesale program. But for me, it was basically where I was like comfortable enough to pay the bills and know that I was going to survive. Like if I was making at least $2,500, then that's when I kind of took that leap of faith. But ultimately that like $2,500, that was something that is also specific to where I live, right? Because it could be, you could live in California and that number could be $3,500. You could live in the Midwest, that number could be $1,500. It depends on where you live, but that was kind of a number for myself that I knew I could survive off of. And that's when I kind of took that leap, because I didn't want to work for anyone else. I was passionate about what I did, and I really just was wanting to see if I could make it. Watch the pull rates for Paldean Fates. Be like, yeah, right. Young Player says, what position do you play in volleyball? I'm a setter. Sand volleyball is brutal. Well, so if I'm playing sand, I'm definitely playing defender. I'm not like super short. I'm 6'1", but like for myself as a defender, I always want to have someone taller than me. So like my main partners I played with back home in Oregon, one was 6'9", one was 6'6". And then my partners that I've been playing with in Arizona, one is 6'4" and one is 6'2", which the 6'2" guy, I split block with him, but the 6'4" guy, he's the primary blocker and I play defense against him. If I am playing indoor, then I am playing opposite. Which is funny because I feel like I should try and be an outside, because I need to, like, I have good passing and outsides are going to pass much more than opposites. If Paldean Fates and Shining Fates were printed like mad, think 151 will be too. They're all specialty set. I mean, dude, 151 has been printed like mad. 151, I mean, let's just take a look at the card values with 151. This will be interesting to discuss. So from the release of the set itself, the Charizard's just been strong. That's crazy talk. All right, well, what about like a Blastoise? Is there like a clear chart we can look at? 56 to... wow. Man, these cards are strong right now. So you guys are looking at the singles then, and that's probably where your mind is like, why? Like, are they going to reprint in the ground? Because the singles are so strong. I mean, it's fascinating to see. I feel like these single prices have to come down, no? Because, I mean... oh, it's because it's only showing... oh, wait. No. Yeah. No, prices have really been holding strong on the singles. That's weird. I mean, for me, guys, it's like the sealed is so cheap compared to the singles. It's wild to see that the single prices have been holding so strong. Let's take a look at something that maybe is less desired. No. Man, they just have gone up, guys. Wow, that's crazy. That's insane, man. That's crazy, dude. Huh. I don't know how to say it other than the fact is I'm stunned at how expensive the cards are compared to the amount that has been reprinted. I mean, the Alakazam looks like it's maybe taken a dive, but not really. Like, considering we've gotten so many reprints for it since the release, that's insane. Huh. I don't know. It has to come down, right? I mean, it could be a situation that we get where it ultimately doesn't because the demand's so high. But like I said, ultra premium collections are still very available at distro. So I'd like to think it is. You said it. Yeah, you heard it here first, Tyrone. That's exactly what I said. Young player, are ETBs the most printed product? I figured every specialty set will get printed hard. Well, it's hard to say because I would say that by far booster boxes are the most printed product. I've never seen them print this many ETBs ever in the history of me working with distro. I mean, I could be wrong, but this is an insane fill to demand that they are doing right now. But, you know, ultimately, I would say that obviously with specialty sets, yes, of course, ETBs are going to get printed more. But if we're looking like Paldean Paradox Rift or like Obsidian Flames, it's no question. It's a 2 to 3 to 1 difference on booster boxes printed compared to ETBs. What's up, Trainer Mason? Good to see you, brother. It's been a while. Hi, Eli, and all. Hope everyone is well and having a happy new year. I hope you're having a good new year as well. $6 a case or booster box on the shipping? A case. I'm not talking about booster box. I'm talking about a case. Because with the wholesale program, we only ship in case quantities. We don't ship... Oh, I dropped my wallet. We don't ship in singular booster boxes. So if you do the math, I mean, I obviously broke it up into 6. So if we do this number, $11 divided by 6, it's about $1.83 is what you're paying in shipping. So then you go 557.06 divided by 6. You're paying about... Wait, what? Am I tripping? Oh, sorry, 546.06. So you're paying about $91.01 a booster box before you add on shipping, which then adds it to $92.84. When you'll think you'll be collecting for the PF allocations, I'm excited to sell those cases, show up in my first massive order. I will be probably collecting payment for that. Paldean Fates releases, I gotta remember. It's end of the month? Whoopsie. Let's spell you that. It's January 26th. Yeah, I couldn't remember if this is 26th or 27th. I'll probably start collecting payment. What's today? Today is Thursday. I'll probably start collecting payment on the 12th. Or no. Do I want to start collecting payment on the 12th? Yeah, I think that's when I'll start collecting payment because we usually receive the product and have to pay for it on Tuesday. So we usually have to pay for the product on Tuesday or Wednesday, have it arrive to us Friday. So it'd be really important that we start collecting payment on the 12th. Maybe I might even do sooner than that, but I want to give enough people a heads up. Do I qualify for tax exempt if I'm not filing as a business? I think you have to file as a business, but also to register as a business in whatever state you're in, it's like $50. It's not cheap to file as a business. It's not expensive at all. Hidden Fates confuses me. Yeah, I know. It's so confusing, Hidden Fates. There you go. Shop's helping you out. So if Hidden Fates is staying sideways for how old it is, can you imagine how long it'll take before the newer sets start to increase in value? It just depends on the demand, man. Depends on the demand. I feel like it can't stay that much more sideways for that much longer. Like, it has to make some movement in the next year or so. But also, economics is going to also play a factor with that. But it's just so slept on right now. It's insane to me. Shop. I'm 5'6". I get destroyed. Stilettos. I think 151 comes down to the multiple age demos if it hits alongside just being a fun set to rip. Fill to demand. They're drowning the demand at this rate. I mean, you look at pre-sale prices, there's definitely some truth to that. Do you think CGC reselling scandal will help the PSA BGS or more so hurt the grading overall? I don't, I'm gonna be honest, Jason, I am unaware of whatever that scandal was that's going on with the CGC. So I would need a little bit more context before I know what you're specifically referencing. Every single set from Sword and Shield onwards are printed into the millions, not necessarily going to be printed amount that is going to be separate the good from the bad in the future. What? Wallet sounds heavy. Dude, my wallet's got nothing in it other than just credit cards. What's your thoughts on 151 UPCs? It's the only UPC with one set. I like it a lot. I think it's a really good UPC. I mean, it's basically like the Charizard UPC, but with a Mew and a Mewtwo. So you get a little bit more diversity, and then also as well, and diversity of the cards, obviously. And then you're also as well getting 16 packs of a specific specialty set, which is nice. I like that. Well, yeah, of course. We always have it by release day. You know that, Wrath. We always get PF by release day. The only people that aren't going to get some of it by release day is, as mentioned before, for the ETBs and some of the booster bundles, some people are not going to be able to get it by release day, which I will... we've had some people volunteer about that. I think it's only 10 cases of our 2,000 cases of ETBs. Did I say 2,000 cases? Whoa, sorry. 200 cases. Only 10 of them are not going to get there by release day. And that'll be obviously ascending by allocation if people don't volunteer. Interesting, Jason. That sounds concerning. Yeah, that definitely sounds concerning. I don't see how people being able to send back in comics for authentication is going to be, make people feel better, because that just confirms that you got scammed. Wow, sound good. No more OF. I mean, dude, OF was August. That was, I mean, at this point, that was 5 months ago. And since then, we've been fine with Paradox and 151, so we'll be fine. Will be interesting to see what ends up happening, though, with BGS and PSA. I'm surprised people haven't figured that out yet in terms of resealing. Because, I mean, just for myself, at least, I think about it, and I'm like, geez, resealing just seems, it seems inevitable for people to find out a way to be creative enough to do that. I mean, molding plastic, that doesn't seem difficult at all. Like, whatsoever. I'm surprised it took people this long for the CGC to be figured out. I think BGS and PSA are not safe either. I know. That's why I say OBF. I don't like OF for that exact reason. OBF is definitely how we like to refer it as. Is there anything else exciting that we can kind of look at in terms of sealed product or singles? I mean, just looking at the market, I mean, come on, guys. We already went over Chilling Rain, obviously. That's just going boosh. Chilling Rain is just doing Chilling Rain things right now, which that's always fun to watch. Maybe let's look at not some of the sealed. Let's look at some of the cards. Oh, I remember. I know some of you guys might care about this. Some of you guys might not care about this. But Boss's orders for, was it Paldean Evolved, was it? Has been going up. I think that's what we were looking at. Here, let's go to best match, I think is what allows us to see the volume trend. What was it that you guys were referencing in the chat the other day? I saw you point it out. Huh, yeah, it was the hollow foil ones. But it doesn't seem to be like it's continuing to go up. It might just have been a fluke sale. Thoughts on Pokemon Center Obsidian Flames ETBs? I don't know. I mean, I've always been a fan of... well, here's the real question. Like, here's the real question that we need to be asking ourselves. Let's look up Pokemon Center. And let's see where the Paldean Fates ETBs are right now. That's the real question. Because I'm more interested at this point when it comes to ETBs. I'm more interested in the specialty set ones. Because those are the ones that tend to sell fast. Like... it's cool because it obviously has the promo with the, where is it? The Charmander? Show me the picture of the Charmander. Why is it not showing me the picture of the Charmander? Oh, that's a bummer. The Charmander promo's cool, but like, I don't know, man. I'm more interested in the specialties. They did sell out of it. Oh, man, I wonder what it's going for now. $151 next Hidden Fates. I mean, I don't know what you mean by that. I don't think that. I guess. What do you mean by the context of the next Hidden Fates? Right? Are you talking about like insane demand for a specialty set? Do you think you'll ever start vending or advertising the program at shows? Yes, I definitely will start vending at some point. My main thing I'm working on right now is the website being developed for the program / just Pokemart USA. And then once we have created the website for that, I want to start doing blog posting. I think that is something I'm really wanting to get into because a lot of times there's so many opportunities for product, I feel like, with the program that people miss out on because they're just... How do I want to say this? I made an announcement about the Crown Zenith packs on Saturday, where you could get Crown Zenith packs for $250, and it took me making the announcement for people to purchase it. So I feel like a lot of times I have to really be good about like making announcements and letting people know about what good deals are available. And so I really want to, once we have the website built up, I want to create a blog post as well as like almost like a notification list that allows me to let people know of what products are really worth picking up, like a signal kind of, sign up or like a newsletter, right? That's one thing I really want to build in with the website. And then outside of that, the next evolution will be getting a storefront for the business and doing vending as well. Because we're at a point right now with the program where we're doing enough volume to where it makes sense for us to get a storefront, but we're not making enough money financially to where it makes sense for us to get a storefront. So the storefront would have to bring in a ton of additional revenue for it to make sense. Plus, as well, I want to get a home before anything, and that's important to me to try and look at over the next year, and that is also making me feel hesitant. The Paldean Fates ETV was in stock for ages. Can't even imagine how many that are being printed. Yeah, I'm curious what it's selling for on TCG Player. Because you know how it is with TCG Player. They always just ridiculously overprice it. Watch it be like only $80. It's probably going to be that cheap. I could be wrong. That's stupid. That is stupid that people are buying it at this price. That's so stupid to me. Wow. Okay. How do you think CZ is doing after such a massive reprint on the ETBs? Encouraging or discouraging how it's responding? I think that I'm neutral about how it's responding. It was at $60 when it was before it got reprinted, and so the fact that it's in the 40s, I mean, $60 is only 10 above MSRP. So for it to go down to as low as it is, it's not surprising. It's kind of responding how I thought it would be. No matter how good of a set, Crown Zenith is, it doesn't matter. Like, supply will tank it. That's just how it works. I mean, we've seen Evolving Skies tank from $200 down to, $120, $130 because of a tiny reprint that happened. So I think that it is a really good opportunity to pick up long term, though, for sure, being one of the best sets in the Sword and Shield era, in my opinion. Front row card show is going to Phoenix. I have no clue what that is. I'll have to look that up. March 9th through 10th. I have absolutely no clue who they are, but that's cool. I never understand the pre-sale numbers either, man. It doesn't make any sense to me why people would be paying that much. It just seems ridiculous. Can you compare the Pokemon market with the MTG market in how product gains stats, retain, loses value over time? How fast should someone sell the items they get on release due to depreciation in value? Yeah, so my belief, and this is just what I've noticed from Pokemon and Magic. Obviously, I haven't been in Magic for too long, but Magic is a weird situation where it can go either way. You could have it where it performs extremely strong out the gate, or typically it performs really poorly out the gate, but then a month later it performs really strong. This ultimately comes down to how the market shakes up within Magic, or I should say not the market, the meta shakes up for the cards, because Pokemon is more tied to like the demand for specific artworks, because people like the art cards. Sure, you can have specific cards that are going to have competitive value within the game, but it's not what drives the value of the set in the same way Magic does, because Magic players care way more about the cards, right? And that's why typically if you are talking about like new set releases, 99% of the time you never want to buy a draft box. Most of the time it's usually going to be either set or collector, and collector it's more for specialty sets, and set it's just for general standard sets. But even then, like, set boosters don't perform strong on a consistent basis. Ixalan performed well, and that was something you definitely had to sell out the gate, like, immediately. Now, as for commanders are the ones that are really interesting, because the commander cards, that is that's something that you really won't know until they're starting to be played in the commander format and how that shakes up the meta. That's the one where it can go either way, because we've seen instances where, you know, I mean, the command. See, that's the crazy thing, is commander volatility is so insane. You could have like older sets go from 50% return to 20% return and vice versa, because something changes with a new set to where now some older cards in an older commander will adjust. So the volatility there is crazy. Not to mention too, as well, you also are seeing a like delay when it comes to the shipment of SYP cards for new set releases. I think it's 2 weeks after, I could be wrong, the set release. And so typically there's like that 2-week window for those people that want to sell their commander cards or other cards without using SYP and just trying to do it through envelope ship. Oh, it's direct. I think it's direct is how it is. And so you're not getting the same amount of competition for people wanting to list their inventory until direct is available for cards. And so you can usually get a pretty good premium with that. But it's so different. It's so different. I mean, the markets are I mean, for Pokemon in particular, most of the time things tank out the gate. Are you coming around on IRAs anymore? Well, it just doesn't make sense to me as a business owner. Like, here's the thing. I have nothing against Roth IRAs. I've talked about it before, and whenever I talk to my friends who ask me questions about investing, I think Roth IRAs are incredible for like 90% of people. For myself, I just don't like Roth IRAs because I'm in a position right now where I'm trying to save up for a home, so I need all the money I can get, and then I can make way more money reinvesting in my business. So it just doesn't make sense for me to get into a Roth IRA. Sure, there's going to come a point where I'm going to set money off to the side, and it might make sense for me to put it in a Roth IRA, but also at that point too, you know, with Roth IRAs, it's typically going to be pre-taxed, and it's usually better for people with a lower income that are trying to invest from a younger age, so that by the time they do turn 59 and a half, you know, they'll be able to pull it out. But also there's that 5-year rule too with IRA. I don't know. It's hard. I'm like I said, it's a different situation, because in my mind, I don't like the idea of having a bunch of money set off to the side that I can't use as a business owner or as someone that likes to flip product or, you know, do side hustles, where I can make a return on it now without having to sit on it. But for a lot of people that don't really care about doing that kind of thing and they just want to set and forget it, maybe it makes sense. But I'm trying to live the fire way in terms of financial independence and retiring early. What's going on with the Oregon store? So the thing is about the Oregon store is, although I'm involved with the Oregon store, I am like more or less a silent partner. I was extremely involved when it first opened, because I was responsible for the naming, the branding, the logo design, the helping in the location process, setting up the store itself. But since then, the store is run predominantly by my partner / majority holder when it comes to equity. And more or less at this point, I just, whenever my partner needs me to do anything for the store, I'm just like, all right, cool. I can help out in that way. But other than that, I'm not too directly involved. However, when it comes to the program, we obviously ship Magic product and other such things to the storefront, since it has to be shipped to a brick and mortar. I saw average player. I'll definitely respond. No updates on Lorcana print supply so far. Yeah, of course, man. I mean, commanders, they're great. Sets, like I said, those are the ones you usually want to get, but it can still be a gamble. I mean, it can still be a gamble, but I like to use, a piece of advice I would use, Chansey, is, I don't know, first and foremost, I don't know if you're in the program or not, but if you are in the program, then one thing I would recommend you do is message people in the chat that use Mox Alpha and ask them to give you numbers, because Mox Alpha is a website that specifically does EV calculations for you on specific sealed product, and it is amazing. It helps us out so much to know what is a good item to buy. With Mox Alpha, I'll just give a little bit of a demonstration. So here's kind of something you'll do, right? So you'll go to Mox Alpha, you'll go to sealed product, and then it'll give you a list of all the sealed product that is currently available on the available for them to give you calculations on. Just to give a really good example of this, right? For like the aspect of the program, I am not logged in. This is an active, available website that anyone can check out on Magazine Exchange's specials page. You do not have to log in order to do this, right? As you can see right now, they're selling for $108.98. It's kind of hard to see, but they're selling Commander decks of Ixalan for $108.98 right now. And they're also selling March of the Machine Commanders for $89.22 right now. So what I would then do is I would go down to March of the Machine, right? I would add all the decks. I would go next if I had access to this. And then from there, I would put in my cost basis. And then you can also put what your derived fee is. So like what your average fee percentage that you pay based off of the size of your inventory. Because the more cards you have in your inventory, then on average, the more you're going to combine orders with for selling on direct, which is going to cause you to get much better fee rates, because you want to always be hitting above that $3 price point when selling with direct. But using that example, right? So we've got the $89. Then we're going to add on the $5 fee, and then we'll just round it up to $100, just for the sake of adding in shipping and fees and so on and so forth. So you're basically paying $20 a deck. So if we take that number and we say you're paying $20 a deck, throwing it in, and we'll just use their standard derived fees, using the ROI calculations, after fees, you're making 50.79% margins using their EV calculations. So this is how much you're making in terms of the total like gross amount. This is the fee amount you have from TCG Player using their derived fee. And then this is your margins. And you might be wondering, what is the derived fee? Derived fee basically just means based on the value of the cards within the commander decks, this is what they anticipate the direct fees to cost. For myself, my derived fee is actually closer to 30% just because of the sales volume that we have. So I am actually making closer to 57.63%. So about an additional 7%. Today, right now, we're at about 27%, but I'm taking an average over a month-long period. So this is an example of how you can utilize Mox Alpha. It's a paying subscription you do have to pay for. That's why I recommend you ask people in the program, if you are a part of the program, how to utilize the potential gains that you can make off of selling off bulk cards for Magic. Aren't there supposed to be new textured cards in Paladin Fates? Did I misunderstand that? I pre-ordered a little at good price. I do remember hearing something like that. I looked at it from the images. It doesn't seem that unique, but I'll have to see it more in person to know. But that was something they discussed. Exactly. Jason gets it. PSA seems hard to resell because of the way the two halves lock in and it just shatters when you try to force it. That's not true, man. I've opened many PSA cards and you can split it in a way to where you can easily reseal it if you know how to properly do it. Obviously, that's never something I've done, and I'm not saying that you should do it, but as someone who has done many resubmissions for PSA, it is very you can definitely split it down the middle. But that's obviously not my intention. Good to know on Max Alpha, but it sounds like someone wouldn't be able to buy MTG from you unless they're a brick and mortar, right? No. Anyone can join the wholesale program. You don't have to be a brick and mortar. You just have to pay the fee to be a part of the wholesale program. The point of the wholesale program is that you're joining it so that instead of having to go spend $3,000 to $4,000 having a month owning a brick and mortar, you just pay the $100 or $95. I can't remember how much it is, fee to be in the program, and then you just buy whatever we have as a supply list, and then you just pay the distro shipping and fees, and then our price to ship to you. That's the whole point of the wholesale program. Is we're the middleman to the distributor for you guys, and you'll be able to follow through what a lot of people in our wholesale program do. I mean, we literally have a whole dedicated channel called the Magic the Gathering channel, which Alfred runs, which specifically has discussions about which items are good to pick up for Magic. And he even has EV calculations that he runs based off of the volume that you're going to be able to sell specific cards for within certain commander decks, because it's like ratio of cards on direct is higher or lower compared to envelope orders. Talking about collecting, did you get your Pikachu in a gray fat? No, I never did. I was sleeping at the wheel then when that was happening, man. I had so much going on when that was happening, with getting married to then, having quadruple the amount of volume in 1 month than we had over the previous several months. So I was too busy. I wasn't paying attention to that. July TCG says, how do we find out more about the wholesale program, such as products we can get in quantities? Pokey July, if you want to just message me through our Discord channel, the link's down in the description below for that. You'll find it on any of our videos, or you'll find it on this live. Then you can just message me and I can send you a supply list of what's available for both. If you're just wanting Pokemon, I can send you the Pokemon supply list, or Magic, I can show you that one too. Taking break from Modern, this junk wax era of Pokemon doesn't look good to me. We'll see the future holds. Yeah, I will say that when I do get my home and we've gotten that locked in, I will be aggressively trying to collect sets that I've been wanting to collect for a while, that I don't want to dump a ton of money into because I could use the money for liquidity. Sets like that is going to be Hidden Fates. It's going to be some other Sword and Shield era sets that I haven't master setted yet. It's going to be Diamond and Pearl era sets, Sun and Moon era sets. There will be a lot I want to get into. But I definitely get it. Eli, do you see yourself creating more slots within the wholesale program? Well, Luigi, we have more slots available right now. So basically, what originally was happening is we were doing a Black Friday special where I was adding in like another, I think it was 15 or 20 more slots we were adding in to the program. I can't remember how many. It wasn't a crazy amount of slots. And so we recently added those slots, but I announced it while I was gone for a full month, and so I didn't really advertise it, and I didn't even drop the link on any of my videos, so there was no way for people to access it. So we didn't have a ton of people join, but then when I started to talk about it since I've been back, we've had at least 3 people join a day. So we're at about 70% of the way sold out from the additional 20 spots that we added. So we still probably have like 8 or 9 spots available that'll probably sell out within the next week or so, depending upon if we slow down from members joining. But we've had a pretty consistent amount of members that have continuously joined. You just want to join the wholesale program via the link that is in the video where it says join our wholesale program. That here, I don't actually know if that's linked on this video. It's linked on my last video that I did though. It should be linked, hopefully. I'll have to check the live stream settings. Give me 2 seconds so I can just confirm that for you guys on the studio. Wow, I picked up a good amount of subscribers from my last video. Let's go, baby. Let me see. Is it in the description down below? Oh, nope, it is not. It is showing our Patreon group, which that is not what we want to show because we're not doing the Patreon anymore. So don't join the Patreon. Please ignore that. I have to make the adjustment because I've been streaming with, I haven't been streaming in a while, so I have to remove the presets for the stream, but I can edit it right now, so I can drop the link. It used to be the Patreon, but we moved it to our website, which right now the website is still in the beta phase, so you only want to join the link for the purpose of signing up for the program, and then once you've done that, then I will you'll get an automated email that will send you link to our Discord, and then from there I will add you in manually once you've messaged me. Where was I? I need to go back to the chat. Master Alfred does indeed know the way. Trust me, even if you were on the site with the fastest internet, it was impossible to get the felt hat. Yeah, it sounded like it was extremely difficult for most people. I know the Pokemon Center website it's just awful, man, to navigate. It is so tough. It is not fun. Amazing time to buy PSA 9 CGC 10s and load on sealed boxes. No time for complaints. I mean, there's definitely a lot of really cheap prices on Scarlet and Violet product, that's for sure. Well, to be in the program, you 100% will have to join the Discord. Because we run everything through the Discord. How you order product, how you get announcement for pings on specific pre-sales and pre-orders and product you should do. Trying to make it out of the gutter. I have a well-established TCG Player and eBay account. I just need the product. Well, dude, if you need product, that's literally what the wholesale program's for. The whole purpose of the wholesale program is to act as a supplier for you for Pokemon product and Magic product. You just have to be smart about... The one thing I will say, and this is extremely important, there are free tendies that will definitely come from time to time, and more so, they've been coming a ton recently. But we've got people in the program that are performing way better than a lot of other people. And it really just comes down to the fact that they're looking at the list that we give them of product available. They're running the numbers on what they can sell it for on specific sites, and then they're purchasing that product in mass amounts. While everyone else is just focusing on trying to do a specific thing, they're always looking at the margins of items. You have to really be smart on utilizing it. That's why I want to do the newsletter, because I think it would be really good to allow people that are doing this as more of a side hustle or don't have a ton of time. This will help you know which products without having to do a ton of research. Obviously, for those people that do their own research, it's going to hurt them a little bit. But the best example was the Crown Zenith treasure box, which we just had. Before that, the other good deal, which we had not too long ago, I mean, there's been, dude, it's been so crazy how many good deals we've had. The one before that was the Build and Battle Stadiums, which they were selling for $24 a piece. You do the math on that, you're paying $2 a pack. That's insanely cheap. That is insanely cheap. We bought them out entirely of Lost Origin. We bought so many Lost Origin possible. We bought a decent amount of Silver Tempest at that 2-pack price point, and that's before the bulk. You sell the bulk too, then you're getting additional value from that. So crazy deal. What else was I going to say? Right now, I think the main one is, I think the Trainer 2021 BOGO deal is really slept on right now, because you can get some really good packs for dirt cheap. But you gotta always be smart about it. But if you're someone that is also into bulk, I mean, the Magic tendies, the Magic free tendies have been so good lately. The Magic free, I mean, dude, just off of the specials page, because I highly recommend as well, and this goes for people that are in the program right now that are listening. It's Pacific Standard Time. I think it's 4:00 is when they refresh the page. You should be paying attention to what is popping up on the specials page for Magazine Exchange, because this is something I believe. This is something that the Gaming Co. is the largest seller on TCG Player, and they've said that they believe that 95% of where the money is made for them is on the special pages of certain distributors. And you just look at some of the deals they have going on. This was at $136 going for $89, and you're making 55% margins. Like, sure, you could say, oh, cool, I can go get ultra premium collections for like $73. That's great and all. Like, that's a good deal, but like, you could make so much more money doing other things, right? You can make so much more money doing other things. So, Kenny, that's because we're not doing Patreon anymore. Kenny, we're doing the wholesale program from our website, which you, if you check right now, it will be in the link down in the description below. I just added the link. If you want me to, did I copy the link still? Here, I can just shoot the link out right now. So that's the link to the wholesale membership for the new site. We don't use Patreon anymore. We specifically only use the website link. And once you join, like I said, it'll send you an automation. And if you also as well want to, you can feel free to message me on Discord. I will answer any of all of your questions, because for myself, what I really hate, I hate people that join the program not realizing what they're joining, and then they end up leaving feeling disappointed because they got a bad representation of what it was. Because I have people that'll join the program that they're like, all right, I want to join the program because I want Evolving Skies at wholesale. And I'm like, you're smoking. We don't have Evolving Skies at wholesale, right? Or people will join the program expecting to get the newest, most highest allocated product in mass amounts. Like, it's a high demand product for a reason, because it's heavily allocated, right? Like, new set releases, at this point, we got the last 2 sets. We've had 100% allocation fulfillment on 100% allocation fulfillment. So odds are a new set release comes out, you're going to get the product. Reprints, for a good chunk of people, you're going to get the product. Anything open availability, you're going to get the product, right? But if you're just like, I'm coming in here to get Evolving Skies for $80 a piece, then like that's not realistic. Like, that's just not a reality of the situation, right? And that's why I like to talk it through with people, make sure that they know what they're getting into. I show them the opportunity, and then also as well for themselves, making sure that when it comes to what their vision is, that this is something that fits perfectly with them. I don't want people to I just don't want people to ever get the wrong impression. Are they still available at that $24 price point? Interesting. MC says, I'm done with Pokemon Center website. Ordered a case of each version of the PC ETBs, and they only sent me 1 each. Oh, dude. And then, of course, you have to either go through your CC company, or you have to do... Yeah, dude, it's tough ordering from them for sure. Let me see. But wouldn't the newsletter cause a Pokemon Center situation with the demand it'll cause? I don't want to have palpitation orders as well. I'm already a member, by the way. Yes, it will. But also at the same time, like, for us, there's been many instances where we've been able to get 100% fill on allocations. And hypothetically speaking, if it does get to a point where it is so extreme that people are having to like fight for the really good product, then I will make a rule from now on, which I will maximize allocations. And this is if we get to this point, this is not an official rule yet, but I will maximize allocations for specific products because it's at a point as a program where we have such a strong amount of buying power. We can literally go to distro pages and buy them out completely. We just have that kind of power. And so I would have to start to implement allocation limits because for like the Morpeko deal, for example, there was like a decent amount of people that got it, but not everyone was able to get a hold of it because it sold out so fast. And I just fulfilled it based off of who put in the orders first. But in an instance in the future where that just becomes a consistent theme, where it's just like a race, then I will start to look at it being something where we're going to just spread it around for people. I just hate the idea that you have people that are in the program that are doing the research and they know the best product to get, and then I ruin it for them because, you know, of my signals. But you know, trying to find that balance where it works out for everyone is important. Oh wait, slots are limited, right? Well, slots are limited as in like we've got like 7 slots left, 10 slots left. I know for a fact we're in the single digits for slots at this point. So slots are limited. And that's something that's important to me for the wholesale program because I want to always gauge the amount of spots we have available to that of the demand, because the last thing I want to do is not have enough product for you guys and then it just becomes a crapshoot. That's the reason why we actually increase the amount of members, was because we're spending so much with our distros that our allocation numbers have been increasing. And so I just felt comfortable enough to add more spots because people that ordered for Paldean Fates and Paradox Rift, like 95% of them got max allocations unless it was for specific items that were super duper high demand, like booster bundles. Hey, let us know on that, Alfred. That would be an insane pickup, dude. Yeah, I know. It's tough, average player, because, you know, there's nuances to it. There's nuances to it. Yeah, we bought out Brothers War Commanders from one of our distros. So how shipping works is this. So when it comes to the program, it depends on what product is being ordered, right? So if it's distro 1 and it is Pokemon product, it is being shipped to me in Arizona, and then once it has been shipped to me in Arizona, however many days it takes to get, typically is 2, I will then ship it to you. That's just how simple it works. If it is going to the storefront, however, this is how the process works. I will place orders throughout the week from Monday to Thursday. I will then have distro place the final order where we compile all the orders that you guys place throughout the week on Friday. We add it onto a ticket, so we put the product on hold. Then once it has been placed on Friday, it will then ship up to us and it will land typically on Monday or Tuesday, where it will either be shipped out same day or usually within a 1 to 2 day period after that. It just depends on how much we get and what the variety is, because my shippers obviously can only ship out so many pallets at a time. However, for new set releases, this is a completely different story on how we run things. For new set releases, 95% of our product is coming to us in Arizona. It comes to us typically on either Friday before release week or Monday the week of release. We will ship it out to you guys for it to land typically on release day if you're East Coast, and for some people that live closer to us, a day before release. But we try to make it so that you are not getting it until it's released, just for the purpose of street. But obviously we can't control shipping times, because that's something that, you know, the post office is in control of or UPS is in control of, and we'll just get our quotes. But for the majority of people, at least from what everyone's told me, most of the people have gotten it by street date. So that is something that's important to us. Another thing we also do is we do offer another service called the direct-to-customer service, which allows you to, for a $5 fee per, I think it's per case, I think is how much it is. You basically have an option of filling out a form where we ship directly to a customer for you. So let's say, for example, like you don't want to have to double ship. I ship product to you, you ship product to a customer, and you want to just have a ship directly to a customer, then we can do that completely for you. So super simple process. You fill out the form for the address of who it's supposed to be shipped to. And then from there, basically we will just, ship it directly to your customer. So your entire job is literally just putting up the money to purchase the product and then finding the customer to sell/ship it to. What's up, Anger Collecting? What's up, FT TCG Player Seller here and YouTube content creator. I'm more into Magic though, but I wanted to ask what, with your business, how many is your team and what do you guys usually start working? Wait, hold on. Let me read that again. I want to ask, with your business, how many is in your team and what do you guys usually start working? Is that say when? It's hard to say because there's something in the way on my screen. When do you guys usually start working/shipping? So in my team right now, we have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got about 5 people in our team right now. We've got 2 people at our Oregon location, and then we got 3 people up here in Arizona, including me. Our main helper is still on vacation. He gets back next week from the holidays, but our other 2 workers in Oregon are down working today, and they've been working the past couple of days because of the large shipment we got. And then my wife right now is working on our bulk operation downstairs, and then I'm obviously up here streaming with you guys. So it really varies on the times in which we start, because for the shipping process, it usually comes to when we receive the product. It fluctuates so much because sometimes we'll get pallets that'll arrive early in the morning, and sometimes we'll get pallets that'll arrive late at night. And that's when we begin to start the process, is whenever the pallets arrive. So like a good example will be, I will have the labels pre-made for a certain amount of items that we have consistently ordered, because we just know the dimensions, we know the process in terms of like how to box them up in a specific way. I will create the labels for my shippers, and then once my partner notifies us that the product is at the store, they will go to the store, I will send them the labels, they will box up what they can from the store, slap the labels on, and then they'll take it to the UPS warehouse. Any product that we don't have those direct labels for, because they are new products or they're combined orders with multiple different variations of dimensions, which we don't know of, they will then take those items home. They will then weigh them out, measure them out on how the best way to ship them is, and then they'll go out the next day. That's usually how the process works. For Arizona, it's usually all same day because, when it comes to Arizona shipments, it's mainly Pokemon, and we just know Pokemon dimensions because there's not a lot of variety with Pokemon product versus Magic and, MetaZoo and Schwartz and Yu-Gi-Oh! And other miscellaneous items. That gets shipped. It has to be shipped to a storefront, So it's so different. But all right, guys, I'm going to start wrapping up here in the next 5 minutes because we've been going for 2 hours now. So that is usually the cutoff, but we've had a good show out today. So everyone's had some really good questions. With further development in AI, is there anything you're excited for when it comes to innovation in the space for your store? I can't think of anything off the top of my head. Ultimately, I'm just excited for the idea that we're going to continuously be able to find ways to allow efficiency to grow. But for myself, I think that the most exciting thing about and I feel like you don't see it as much nowadays, but maybe I'm smoking crack, right? But within life, the items that are most innovative are the ones that you don't know you need until they're made, because it now changes the way in which life is like, right? Because with the iPhone and that whole creation of the smartphone, we didn't realize how much it was going to revolutionize our life. I'm hoping that AI is going to be the evolution of that, and you're going to see specific things that are going to make it to where you can outsource a lot of things without the need of certain tasks. And that's what I'm the most excited for. I don't know what that is yet, but we'll know. When's the next live? So we are going to be posting videos Monday, Wednesdays, and then we do our podcast with me and Alex at that is going to be 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Tuesday, and then our Q&A lives are on Thursday at around the same time. So, but yeah, I'm glad you guys enjoyed the live. I definitely had a fun time. Make sure to leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe. It helps the algorithm. And also make sure to join the Discord, guys. Obviously, it's kind of died down a little bit since I've been gone, but I really want to bring it back up again because it's an extremely, extremely important thing to create, is a healthy community of individuals. And for myself, if you want to also ask me any sort of questions pertaining to the wholesale program, that's the place to do it. I'm much more responsive on Discord than anywhere else. So please feel free to let me know. But yeah, I think it's been a good day, guys. Any other questions we have? I don't think so, man. But well, I think we'll just wrap it up here then, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank you all once again so much for stopping by. As always, my